Recording of this. Okay, as of now, we were done conditional statements. Now we are stepping into the next module or next concept from the control statements, which is the looping statements, right? So do you know what exactly the loops? Do you know what exactly the loops are doing? Is there anyone can explain it? What exactly the loops are doing? Tell me anyone.
The loops are using reduce the code.
Sorry?
Reduce the code.
So reduce the code. What purpose you're reducing the code?
Looping the statement. I mean,
That's what my question, right? What is the looping statements?
I think the looping statement. I mean, looping means like it goes through each and every observation and check whether the statement, the instruction that we give is met or not. So, yeah.
Okay, it's fine. Okay, let's talk about the looping statements now. Let me consider. You have one specific task. Okay, can you please mute your system, all of you? Yeah. So here we have one particular task. We have it right. This is my task one. Okay, same task, which is again it was repeated in the off. Okay, so after done my task one again, same task I want to be do it. Okay, after doing the task one again I want to be performing the same task. Okay, so this is the way the same task I just want to be repeated some number of times. Okay, some number of times. See here the task one, it might having the 10 lines. Okay, so this is the same task I repeated the, for example, 100 times. 100 times. Same task I repeated 100 times. For each task it was having the 10 lines. Then how many lines of code, which is totally 10 into 100, how much? 1000 lines, right? Yes or no? So each task which should have 10 lines of code, the same task you want to repeat it multiple times continuously. For example, 100 times, then the total code size it becomes the 1000 lines. Yes or no? So this situation, you're doing the copy pasting only, right? We can't write type by hand, right? Or else even you are using by hand, whatever it is, so it will be very tough to write the code. Same code you want to write multiple times, it's a very big task again. Okay, and moreover, if you made a mistake in one line, so same code we are writing in the next line, right? And next concurrently we are doing the same task, right? Again we are doing the same task, right? For example, in a in a sixth line, you did a mistake, unfortunately. Unfortunately, okay. Unfortunately, in the fourth line, we have a error. Same fourth line, it was error in here itself, here also, right? Same fourth line, it was error here also, right? Same error, we have error here also, right? So that means how many number of errors we have it now? 100 errors. If you want to be modify the same code 100 times, you have to modify the code or not? Again, it will be a task again. Okay, and one more drawback we are facing here. Actually you want to repeat the 100 times, but unfortunately you have to count, right? You made a mistake for counting. It's a actually you written 99, but you want to performing the 100 times. Again, this is the problem. So we have to performing the same task 100 times, but unfortunately we did not only 99 times. So we are not completing your task, the entire task you're not finishing it, right? So this kind of problems we are facing when we don't have the concept of the looping statements. So with help of the looping statements we can overcome this kind of drawbacks. Clear? So we can reduce the code size. Of course we can reduce. How we can reduce the code size, that I can show you. The first advantage is, okay, so we can reduce the code size. Instead of writing the 1,000 lines, within a 10 lines only we can performing the task. Okay, reduce the code density or code size. Second one is code optimization, or else okay, code debugging. So if you want to debug the code, that is also it's good for us. Okay, code debugging. And so we can easily debug the code when we are using the looping statements. Okay, we can reduce the code size, as well as we can debug the code in a simple manner. And it was simple to write, okay, simple to write the code when we have a loop statements. Okay, this many advantages we have it when we have a concept of the loops. Okay, so in Python programming language, we have the two kind of looping statements. What are those? Three types. We can consider three types. What are those? The first one is the while, second one is the for, and third one is the nested loops. Okay, nested loops in the sense, again we have a four options. So while within the while within the while, or else while may have the for, or else for loop it may have the for, or else for loop it may have the while again. So here what you should learn concentratedly, okay, you have to understand what exactly the while and what exactly the for, then you can easily implement the nested loops. Clear? This my point is clear or not, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay, recording is already started, right? Yeah, it's recording.
Yes, it is started.
Okay, it's fine. So these are the type of loops we have it. Now let's go for one by one. So let's go for understanding the one by one, or one after one. So first we'll we can concentrate on the while loop. Okay, how the while loop can perform the task. Let it be considered actually. So basically the while, which is repeats the based on the condition. Make sure that, which is very similar to the if only, but unfortunately the if it can performing the task only one time if the condition is true. But in case of while, if the task is done until unless the condition is false, it can performing the same task, or it can repeat the same task. Okay, based on the condition, the while can work. Okay, this is the while, how it works. Let's try to understand the a simple flow chart. Let me consider my program, which is started with a statement 1 onwards. Okay, my program being executing from the statement 1. Each and every statement it was being executing. Okay, and we got a condition. I already told you, right, while, which is working based upon the condition. So let me consider I have a condition, but this is the condition. It will checking with help of the while keyword. That means the while which is having the condition. So here we have a two options. Condition may be true or condition may be a false. Let me consider condition is true. So for example, whatever the task you want to repeat the multiple times, that particular task you should write inside of the while block. Let me consider this is my task actually. Okay, whatever the task you want to repeat it some number of times, then the task we should write inside of the while block. After execution of this particular task, then what we can do, it will go for the checking the same condition. It is not going to end of your while actually. Okay, instead of stop your block, then what we will do, again it will be go for checking the same condition. Again the condition is true, same task can be executed. Okay, and after execution of the task, again it will be go for checking the condition. Again the condition has been true, then the same task it is repeated. Like this, until unless the condition is false, this is a loop is never ends. Once the condition is false, then what happens? Unfortunately, in some situation, maybe my condition was false. If in case my condition is false, we have an optional block. The block we can call as a else block. So here we can write the else block when condition is fail, and moreover, this is optional task. Okay, so optional task in the sense, if you want to be performing this particular task when the condition is false, then that situation only we can write. Otherwise, we can simply ignore that particular block. We don't need to write that particular block also. Okay, after that one, it simply stops your program. This is exactly the flowchart of the while. So in case of if you have any kind of error in a while block, then you can ask me any kind of question. I would like to answer you actually. Guys, can you confirm me please? Do you have any kind of questions here? Sunny, Sumit, Jai, Vamshi, Ganesh, Swaran,
No.
Kishore.
So what about else if?
Sorry?
So else is fine, but what about else if? If?
We don't have any if and else. We have only one option block, that is else.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
Okay, got it. Okay.
So, and that too, it's optional. If you want to use or if you don't want to use it, it's all about your choice and all about your task importance. Okay.
Mhm.
But
Got
this
it.
is else is the only one option, and we have only one optional option. We have it when condition is false. Otherwise, we can simply ignore it. We can see some examples. We don't have any kind of else if the condition is false. Okay. In case of while, we have only while and else. So this particular flowchart, we would like to make it in a proper syntax, so it could be easy to write a program with help of the while loops. Let me consider my program, which is started with first statement and then second statement and so on. After some time, you might have the while keyword and followed by the condition, followed by the condition. So basically this condition, it should write exactly after the while, and make sure that when you want to write the blocks, you should use the colon symbol. Okay, you should use the colon symbol, and whatever the task you want to write inside of the while, that particular task we should write here itself. Okay, with some space. So how many number of statement you want to write inside of the while block, that we can write inside of the while block. For example, I want to stop, I mean if my if some situation my condition is false, that particular situation I would like to go for execute the some optional block, then we can write the else is exactly after the while. Okay, so here we can write the some kind of optional task. So maybe this optional task, it will execute only this particular optional task if and only if this optional task can be executed if and only if when the condition is false, otherwise it won't be executes. Okay, for example, after execution of the else block, I want to be performing some task outside of the while, then we can able to go ahead is exactly below the else. This is the simply syntax of the while. This is simple syntax of the while. Can you please note this one? Okay, done, right? This flowchart and syntax. Can you please confirm me? Did you got my point or not?
Yes, it's done.
Okay, that's good. Now, let's do a small program for understanding the while and else. Okay, without, let's open my Anaconda Navigator. Usually, I'm using Anaconda Navigator, right, for executing the Python programs. Just open this one. Let me launch this one. Once I launch it, then what we can do, we just write a small program for understanding of this particular while. Okay, let's create, oh shit, I think we don't need it. We have already control statements file which is already created, right? Just go to that specific control statements Jupyter file, and now guys, is this program is done? All of you got the same results?
Yes, sir.
If you are giving the year is 1900, will you are getting the not leap year or not? If you are giving the 2000, are you getting the leap year or not? If you are giving the 2004, whether you're getting the leap year or not? If you are entering the 2001, whether you're getting the not leap year or not? So if and only if you're getting that particular results, then that could be the result of that could be the program is good. Otherwise, it could be not good. Okay. So now what I want to do, write a program, print, write a program, print 1 to 10. I just want to print 1 to 10. Okay. Okay. So for example, so here it may be some number. Instead of the 10, you can enter some number 1 to n. So this is the number you should consider from the user. And once if you enter that n, it will be holding it to the n. Okay. And now, so you would like to go for start with 1, right? So for every iteration, I would like to print the I value. So after printing the I value, okay, after printing the I value, then what I want to do, I would like to update, right? Initially it's a 1. For next iteration, it has been changed to next value, right? I equal to I plus 1. So this is the way we can update the I value. But you know what? Here I'm not implementing the condition. So from where to where I need to print, I need to start printing from 1. Where I need to stop, I have to stop at n value, right? After printing the n value, I have to stop, right? So that's the reason I just go ahead with I less than or equal to n. This is my condition. Okay, here the n is which is given by the user. If I enter the 10, which is printing 1 to 10. So here we have an option block. So the block name is else block. So we can write whatever you want it. So task has been done. Okay, so task has been done actually. So now we can execute this particular program. If I enter the 10, then which is printing 1 to 10, right? So else is executed when the condition is failed, and that it's executed only one time. So here you're repeating the you're repeating the print 10 times or not. So this is the way we can performing the task with help of the while block. Okay, if you want to repeat the same task some number of times and we have to make a condition as per your problem statement. So can you please note this example? Okay. Guys, is this program is done? Please let me know. I would like to explain some more programs so that you can understand the loops. Otherwise, you won't get it. So yesterday we given it a small program, right? Write a program, find the given year is leap year or not. So here I have a 4 test cases, right? So for every iteration, I want to give the some new number, a new year. Okay. So how can you find the whether the year is leap year or not? So for example, you just take the year from the user, int of input, enter year. Okay. So this is the question. I mean, whatever the program I given an assignment, the same program I'm writing it. But here I have the 4 test cases I given. For every iteration, I want to give the 1 test case. Okay. So for example, my logic is year equal to int of enter the year. Now here I have a question is if my year is which is divisible with 4, there might be a chance it could be the leap year. But if the year is not divisible with 4, 100% which is not the leap year. So we can simply say whatever the year you enter, it could not be the leap year, is not a leap year. Okay. For example, if my year is the divisible with 4, we have 2 options. If in case if year is divisible with 400, okay, equal to 0, then there might be a chance it could be the leap year, right? So you just print it is leap year. So if for example, if a number which is divisible with 4 and if a number which is divisible with 4 or if a number which is divisible with 400, okay, sorry, then it could be the leap year. Okay, so that I've written here. For example, if year is not divisible with 400, then if year is not divisible with the year is not divisible with 100, then it could be the leap year again. These 2 situations, it could be the leap year. Okay, so one could guys, are you following my point? Sunny, can you please mute us?
Yes.
Actually, I'm getting little
Okay.
sounds from your end. Yeah. So here we have options, guys. When a year is divisible with 4, it directly not the leap year. There is 2 options are there to become a leap year. One is the after divisible with 4, it has been divisible with 400, then it could be the leap year. Or else that year which is not divisible with 100, then it could be the leap year. Okay, is leap year. If these two cases are false, that means we have a else. Inside of the else, we just mention that whatever the year you enter which is not the leap year is not a leap year. Okay, so this is my logic. You just enter it, for example 2000, right? So leap year, for example, you enter the what we did, for example 1900 is not leap year, and you can enter the 2004 is a leap year, and you can enter the 2001 which is not leap year. That means this is the 4 test cases has been true or not, this is the 4 test cases are passed or not. But now what I wanted, this is the 4 test cases, 4 different test cases. I want to, okay, give this particular logic. Okay, so here I can enter the input, enter how many test cases, how many test cases you want. Okay, for example, if you want to repeat the 4 times, then we can enter the 4. So while, so I equal to 1, so we just repeat this particular logic, whatever the logic that I want to repeat it the some number of times, right? N number of times, right? So whatever the logic for finding the leap year, the same logic we repeat it some number of times. Okay, so for after done this all statements, in the 14th statement you need to update the condition. If you're not updating the value of y, it never becomes, it's never become to update. Actually, other that particular situation, the condition is always true. If the condition is always true, it becomes the infinite loops. Okay, so here we just print all test cases are done. Okay, all test cases are done. See, enter how many test cases. Here I want to check with 4 years, right? 4 different years, right? So that I can enter the 4 here. So enter the year, for example 2000. 2000 is the leap year or not? Yes, it's a leap year. I want to check with 1900. Leap year or not? I want to check with 2004. Leap 2004. Leap year or not? I want to check with 2000. Leap year or not? So this is the 4 test cases are has been checked or not? Okay. See, am I did any new thing as of now? You already know the concept of the nested loops. Nested control statement, conditional statements. With help of the nested conditional statements, we did this particular leap year. If you know this particular task, I want to repeat some number of times. For that one, you are using the while. We are not doing any kind of special task here. You already know the task. You're just repeating same task in a multiple time. That's it. Clear or not? Can you please note this example? Can you please note this example? So who written a program with a wrong way to find the leap year? Use this particular logic. Please update yourself. So here we understood the if, else, and if and else, okay, and elif later and while. This all combination of the control statements or not? Done? Okay. Now, I just want to give a small task. Write a program, find the number of digits in a number. You have one particular number. The number is, for example, this is my number. How many digits are there in this particular number? 6 digits, right? So you have to print there is this number is 6 digits number. Okay. So we can convert this one into the string and we can find directly with help of the length function we can do. But I don't want to do such things actually. I want to use the loops. With help of the loops, I want to find out. So here, ultimately, you should have some number, right? So this is my number. This number, it is given by the user. For every time, user can give some specific numbers. Okay, enter the number. So for this number, how many digits we have it that I want to find. So for that one, I just use the temp variable. Okay, I don't know. So sometimes I can give the 5 digits. Sometimes I can give the 10 digits, right? So I don't know how many times I want to repeat now. Previously, you know how many times I want to repeat the task, right? But now I don't know how many times I want to repeat the task. It depends upon the total number of digits in this particular okay, in this particular task. For example, this kind of situations, just think the logic in such a way. You have a number is 234. What is 234? I want to find the how many number of digits are in this particular 234, right? So let me consider if I'm division with 10. If I'm division with 10, then what could be the remainder and what could be the coefficient? 23 times 230. Remainder is 4, right? Okay. Now here we have the 23, right? So it's one iteration. Let me consider. So take it the 23 one more time. Again we can division with 10. So 2 times, right? 20 and remainder is 3. And take it this 2 and this is my second iteration. Take it my 2 and sorry. Take it my 2 and division with 10. 0 times, right? So here we are getting the remainder is 2. So until unless the coefficient is becomes 0, we can repeat this particular task. Every time we can division with the 10 and find the coefficient, and again the same coefficient is becomes to the new number, and this is the coefficient I am giving to the input for this particular same thing, and again we can division with the 10 and again you are getting the same coefficient, and the same coefficient you are giving to the input for the next division, and here we are getting the coefficient is 0, right? So in such a way, until unless the coefficient is becomes 0, we need to repeat the task. Once the coefficient is becomes 0, that means all number of digits are done. So in this 234, we have the 3 digits are there, so that we are repeated this particular task 3 times. So now you are going to be finding the how many times that particular task is repeated. Previously we used the while loop. How we used the while loop. You have one particular task, you want to repeat some number of times, then we are using the while loop, right? Now the case is different. You have one particular number and you have to be performing the division every time. You're getting the coefficient, how many times it was repeated, that you want to find out. Actually, that count you want to find how many times that while loop is repeated, that is the number of digits. That could be the number of digits. That is the a small difference between the previous program and now this program. Okay, so now we just repeated a temp variable. My temp variable default initial it's a number, and this I don't know how many times the while loop is repeated, so that the temp is not equal to 0. When it is 0, then I would like to stop my loop. Okay, if the temp is not equal to 0, then I have to repeat the task. So temp is always holding the temp is always holding the initially I have some number digits, number of digits. Okay, number of digits are initially 0. Okay, so this is the loop is repeated. This loop is repeated for iteration. First iteration, the number of digits, it can be updated to 1. Previous number is 0, now it becomes 1 when I'm using the digit underscore dizzy plus equal to 1, in the sense dizzy underscore dizzy equal to number underscore dizzy plus 1. Okay, that is the meaning of it. Now I would like to update the temp, and what could be the value of the temp for every iteration, for every time, for every iteration. So I should do the division with the 10. The result we are holding into the temp variable, right? So previous temporary variable, I can division with the 10. I can division with the 10. The result we are holding into the same temporary variable. Okay, this is the way we can repeat the task. So this, for every iteration you are finding the number of digits, and we are updating the temporary variable. When which is becomes 0, then we would like to go for stop the loop. When while loop has been stopped, that means all digits, we went for the all the digits, we went the all the digits, right? So I would like to go for print the number of digits. So we just go for print the number of digits n. You just print the number or, okay, you just print the number of digits variable. So this is the number of digits variable which is having the count of the digits. Okay, count of the digits. Now we can enter it. For example, if I enter the 234, the number of digits for the 234 is 3 or not. If I enter the some number, it may be any number, so it can, so there is a 12 digits number. This is my 12 digit number, so that we are getting the 12 is my result. Guys, is there any question regarding about this particular loop? So here the condition is small and the logic is also small, but but the task is little tough. The statement of the logic is just only one line, just only two lines, right? One is condition updating, one is finding the count. That's it. Only two statements, but syntax is not changed, and the condition little changed, and task, the logic has been changed. Syntax is never changed anymore. So if you have not understood this particular program, let me know. I would like to explain one more time. Okay, guys, is this program is done or not? If it is done, please put a message in the chat. Otherwise, I feel that you've done it. Okay, now I would like to give you one more program. This program will help you. No, it's the same program only, same previous program, but this is little different. Write a program. If you understood the previous program, whatever the program I'm giving now, that you can easily do it. Write a program. Find the sum of digits in a number. Okay, next program. Write a program. Find the sum of digits of a number is even or odd. So first you should find the sum of digits. After that one, you should find whether it is even or odd. That particular sum, not the number. Whatever the number you have it, from that one you should find the sum of it. The sum result you should find whether it is even or odd. Okay. Next one is write a program. Find the sum of squares of digits in a number. So which means that it's a 123, then 1 square plus 2 square plus 3 square, like that. Next one is write a program. Find the number of factors. Number of factors to a number. If we have one particular number, for that particular number, how many number of factors we have it, that you should find. Next one is write a program. Find the given number is prime number or not. Okay, now we have a question. Now write a program. Find the sum of digits of a number is prime or not. So first you should find the sum of digits. After that one, we have to find the prime number or not. Okay, next write a program. Find the factorial of a number. So that is also fine. Next write a program. Find the sum of natural numbers with help of the loops, guys. Don't use the formula. Natural numbers. Next, if you have a still time, then we can do this particular program also. Write a program. Find the sum of squares of natural numbers. First natural numbers. First n natural numbers. N means it's your input. First natural number in the sense which start with 1 and it should ends with n. First n natural numbers. So totally how many programs? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 programs. 9 is my lucky number. So good to go and start implement the programs and share the codes to us. Okay. I think you guys are all having my number, and please do these programs and share to us. I would like to upload this thing in a Canvas playlist, and we can go and check with this particular file in a Canvas itself. Bye guys. If you have any question, please let me know. Okay. Okay, guys. See you. Take care. Bye. Think everything is done. Okay, I uploaded everything. Good enough. Bye. See you.